Hey guys, Yuliya here. So today I'm going to show you the front of our house, and I have to tell you that it is actually one of my most favorite parts of the garden this year. But before we move outside, I wanted to talk about this beautiful wreath that I have here. And by the way, because I am indoors, it's really echoey, so I apologize for that. Anyway, this wreath I put together over this weekend, and I posted a couple of photos on Instagram and Facebook, and you guys really loved it. And I regret that I did not make a video on how I made this wreath. But it is actually fairly easy. I just used a 24-inch metal frame. You can buy in any of the hobby stores. And what I did, I used the floral wire and I cut lots and lots of hydrangeas. This wreath took a ton of hydrangeas to make. And you just go around and around with your flowers pointed in the same direction, although it's not really necessary. And there are a lot of tutorials online that are like a general wreath making tutorials that you can look up on how to make a wreath. And that was pretty much it. And then I sprayed it with a wilt-proof spray, which is sort of a preservative for like conifers if you're doing like Christmas decorations or anything like this. And I absolutely love how this turned out. So these are the hydrangeas that I saved from one of my job sites where the contractor was ready to get rid of them. And I took the shrubs home and I said, you know, I'm going to see if I can recover them and they will bloom again. And they did so well. If you want to see the tour of the woodland area where I planted them, I will post that video in the description down below, so definitely check that out. But what I love about this is that they have different colors. Like each bloom has a little bit of blue, little bit of pink, little bit of green, so you can kind of turn them around and make the wreath that way. But I absolutely adore it, and let's see if we can hang it back on. Oh, look at that. Oops. There we go. And it's like a really good scale for this front door because it's pretty big. I love it, you guys. So if you decide to make something like this, just keep in mind you will need a lot of hydrangeas unless you're using a smaller frame. Also, you can use either microphyllus or mop heads like these are right here, panicle hydrangeas or Annabelle types. Make sure that they're not too dry when you cut them, because I tried to make this wreath first with Annabelle type hydrangeas and they dried way too much. They were like falling apart in my hands. But super happy with this. Anyway, let's move on outside. Looks like I have a co-anchor today. Can you come here, baby? Come. You can lie down. You can lie down. Can you lie down? Oh, what a good boy. What a good dog you are. Anyway, what I was saying is that I was trying to be very disciplined with the color palette this year. And I picked white and purples for the theme in front of our house here. And it turned out beautiful. It's one of my favorites, like ever. Anyway, the big pots have little lime hydrangeas in them, and I was looking for standard hydrangeas, which I couldn't find, and they're actually quite expensive. So what I ended up doing, I bought a regular size hydrangea, and I planted it in the pot right here. And I placed that pot in a pot to give it that height. And then I planted some plants. In this case, this is Angelonia Archangel purple. And it looks so beautiful. You can't really tell what's going on over there. Like it could have been a standard. And then, oh, hi, Swola. And then I have Angelonia Archangel white. This is a purple heart plant, and purple heart plant, I'm pretty sure is invasive in like tropical areas, but in my area it is not frost tolerant, so it will die back. I have to take cuttings of it every year, which I've been doing for years, and I end up with free plants for my pots, or if I want to include them in the garden, which is great. This is another free plant that I got from my friend. This is, of course, lamb's ear. She was dividing it, and I decided to plant it in this pot, which looks absolutely beautiful. Hi, honey. Hi. I know. You want attention. I know, baby. So, love this with that. And then I have this purple Calibrachoa, which I really do not have good luck with Calibrachoas and petunias, because we get budworm really bad in our area, so I don't have the discipline to spray it once a week. It's tough. It's really tough. And then on this side, again, the composition repeats with the little lime in a pot with some Angelonias and this beautiful Dichondra silver falls. I love that plant. And then more purple heart. This lantana right here, I bought for $2 in July on sale, and it like quadrupled in size. There's more Angelonia, Calibrachoa, and lamb's ear. I just love how this turned out. So what you can do if you're just starting out in the garden, and if you're not quite sure what to do with the colors and how to deal with the whole color palette, you can literally grab one of these things in like big box store and you say, okay, I'm just going to go with all reds this year and pick like all the hues in reds, this is a big choice, but they will still look beautiful and coherent or cohesive, I'm not sure what the word is, in your garden. So this is pretty much what I did. I said I'm going with purples and whites, and it looks really, really nice. I turned the camera around to show you these beautiful edible containers that I have here. And I think edible containers are really underappreciated. It just feels so great to come out here and get some herbs for dinner, like the basil, sage. I have some Italian oregano here. And as you can see, the purples, again, repeat in this container. I did have some tomato bushes here earlier in the summer, but unfortunately they suffered from all the storms that we've been having, and also the squirrels would get the tomatoes. I have some chocolate mint in here and some other wonderful things, but as you can see, the purples are kind of connecting it to the front of the house, and I really love how this turned out. It's like one of my favorite spots in the garden this year. Before I go, I just wanted to talk about some design tips a little bit. This definitely helps when you're selecting your colors to kind of stick to number of colors, maybe 2 or 3. It'll definitely look a little bit more sophisticated and elegant. Or if you're just starting out with colors and you're a little bit nervous about how to use them, this definitely could help. When you're a little bit more experienced, then you can make beautiful arrangements with as many colors as you like. But when you're starting out, small steps. Also, I found that putting your pots close together, like physically in proximity, really looks good. And another thing that I wanted to say, if you're just starting out as a gardener, container gardening is a great way to start. Before I was working from home and had my own business, I was commuting to New York City every single day. I was out of the house at 6 o'clock in the morning and back at 9 o'clock at night. I had no time to garden at all. And I had a couple of pots around the garden. I had no garden here, only a couple of containers that I would change up season from season. And that is so great because container gardening is very flexible. You can experiment with the soil, you can experiment with plants, whether annuals or perennials, and it is starting small. I think in whatever we do in life, small steps is always the best because they kind of give you a little bit more courage to try something else. And if you fail, it's not a big deal. So if you are a new mom, or if you have a busy work schedule, or if you have any health issues that prevent you from doing things like, you know, full-blown garden, definitely try container gardening. Just one pot or two or three, and then you can grow from there. Anyway, thank you so much guys for watching. I hope you learned something new today, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks.